everyone, and welcome back. As always, I'm your girl, Candy Washington, and today I'm going to chat about the latest breaking news with Miss NENE, leaks of past Real Housewives of Atlanta fame, and my thoughts on what this actually means. So, you guys know me, I always like to look at situations differently than everyone else. I've seen reports, oh, NENE got the bag and, good for her. She might be coming back to Bravo. She did her thing. I don't think so. I don't think so. And I'll tell you why. So I think the reason why NENE dismissed the suit was because she filed in the wrong jurisdiction. So it said I think I was reading either Jasmine Brand or Page 6, that within her contract, it said that they had to do arbitration, which is just like, mediation in New York. NENE filed her claim in Georgia. You might think, oh, that's just a technicality, but when it comes to law and contracts and suing people for probably a lot of money and networks, you better believe they're going to care about the contract and the stipulations. Hey, Vaca, what's up? Hey, Kitty Canes, hi. Hi, Naisha, what is up? She says hello. Hi, Kitty Canes. That's right, you guys. As you come into the room, this will be a fun, quick live. Wasn't expecting to go back live so soon, but this breaking news, I just wanted to come and share my quick 2 cents. I'll quickly recap for people who are just coming in now. So as we all know, today it broke that NENE dismissed her case against Bravo and against Andy and against Truly Original, like all the people involved in, Real Housewives of Atlanta. It was basically a case about, racism and a case about being blackballed and all this stuff. And I hear all these people saying, oh, NENE got the bag. She got the bag. Oh, she might be able to come back to Bravo. She's such a smart businesswoman. She got what she wanted. No. I think that, no. I just don't think that is what happened. And I'm going to tell you why. I don't think NENE got a bag. This is what I think happened. I think that NENE filed the lawsuit within the wrong jurisdiction. So like it said on Jasmine Brand, like it said on Page 6 and all these other places, there was a clause in the contract that said they had to do arbitration in New York. NENE filed her claim in Georgia. Jurisdiction matters when it comes to lawsuits and legalities. There are different legal rules for California versus New York versus Georgia versus whatever. So where you file your lawsuit matters. So I think she filed it in the wrong jurisdiction. They also said you had to do arbitration, so like the whole mediation deal. So she didn't want to, but they ended up mediating, and both parties decided to dismiss it. And this is another reason why I think she did not get a bag. And I think that I think she's faced with either letting it go or she's going to have to refile in the proper jurisdiction, which would be New York. And I'm going to tell you why I think that. One, because it was dismissed without prejudice. So if you dismiss a case without prejudice, that means you still have the power to refile that claim at a later date, at a later time. It's still open. Hey, Darren, what's up, sweetheart? How are you? Hey, sweetheart. You have the power to refile that claim. If NENE had actually gotten a bag, had actually gotten a settlement out of court, they would have dismissed it with prejudice, meaning it's been settled. You no longer have the legal authority to refile, because once you settle something outside of court, it's done. The number is there. You get paid. Both parties go each other's way. The courts say with prejudice, meaning it's done. It's over. You don't have the right to get a settlement and then 2 months later refile the same lawsuit again. That's not the way the law works. For example, I'll tell you who did get a bag: Blac Chyna. Now, Blac Chyna, she had her revenge P-word case against Rob Kardashian, right? She had that whole case. She ended up dismissing that case with prejudice because she actually got a settlement and she got a bag. So basically, when you settle out of court, once it's dismissed, It's with prejudice, meaning you guys settled this, you got the bag, you move on, you can't get the bag, and then later down the line try and sue us all over again when we've already settled this and you already got your bag. That's why I think she has not gotten the bag. I think the reason why it's without prejudice is because they're saying, hey, you may have a case, but you didn't file it in the correct jurisdiction. So we're going to dismiss this because we don't have the jurisdiction, but without prejudice. So once you get everything in alignment, you can then refile it. Sometimes things are dismissed with prejudice if they think you don't have a case, or it's like so obvious that like this is a frivolous lawsuit, there's no, evidence here, anything like that, then sure, then they will dismiss it with prejudice if it's like so clear you don't have a case. But like we said, she's saying she has tape recording, she has this, that, and the third, she's in black, blah, 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 blah. So basically what they're saying is, and this is just, again, my opinion based on the legal stuff that was leaked out, you may have a case, you may not have a case, it hasn't been tried yet, but you may have one. But according to your contract, you didn't file it in the correct jurisdiction. This was supposed to be arbitrated in New York. You filed it in Georgia. And another reason why I think she did not get a bag is because they said that each party would not seek legal fees against the other party. So again, sure, I think if she had gotten the bag, that would make sense. They're not going to sue her for legal fees. But the fact that they made a point of that, to me, signals that they just dismissed it. And that was probably a bargaining chip, in my personal opinion, that they used against NENE to dismiss. Being like, well, you filed this in the wrong jurisdiction. We're supposed to arbitrate any legal stuff we have in New York. This is Georgia. So if we continue this and you end up losing, or it turns out you're continuing this in the wrong jurisdiction, then we can then sue you for all of our legal fees. And they'll probably inflate their fees. They'll say it's hundreds and thousands and millions of dollars, la, 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 la. So why don't you just go ahead and dismiss this? We'll take care of our legal fees and you take care of your legal fees. You have the right to refile, but when you refile, you have to refile in the right jurisdiction. That's what I think legally most likely happened. Because I think that if NENE truly got the bag, hey Tanisha, hey sweetheart, what's up? Because I think if NENE truly got a settlement, truly got a bag, the case would have been dismissed with prejudice. Being like, you guys have settled, NENE's getting X amount, Bravo's going their way, NENE's getting the bag. We don't want to hear about this case again. But I think the fact that it was dismissed without prejudice means, listen, you filed in the wrong jurisdiction, you have the right to come file it again in the correct one. Bravo's going to pay their fees, you're going to pay your fees. Let's keep it moving. And then it will be up to NENE if she decides to refile it. That's what I think happened. Hey, Deborah, NENE got them recordings and Bravo's $1 billion company. NENE got voicemails and NENE did the right thing. She settled like Monique, and I can't blame her. Did she settle though? We don't know that. That's my point. I don't think she settled. I think she dismissed the case because she filed it in the wrong jurisdiction. I think if she settled the case and got a bag, it would have been settled with prejudice. That, you see what I'm saying? Just because she dismissed it doesn't mean she got a settlement. And what I'm saying, like, for example, like I said before, when Black China dismissed her case against Rob, it was with prejudice because she definitely got a settlement. She definitely got a bag. I just don't see the court system, the courts. Hey, Iba Rashid. Hey, sweetheart. I just don't see the courts having NENE settle and get a bag outside of court and then leave her the option to re-sue them. I just don't think that's how our legal systems work. I could be wrong. I'm not a lawyer, but I think what it said in the article was, according to the contract, she had to file arbitration in New York and she filed it in Georgia. And usually what happens when somebody does that in a legal field, the judge will dismiss it without prejudice, so you can go back and file accordingly. I just think if she actually got the bag from Bravo, the court would not give her the right to sue them again for the same thing if she already got the settlement. Exactly, Ibadashid. A dismissal and a settlement are two different things. Exactly. I think everyone is jumping to the conclusion that because she dismissed it, she got a bag. And I just don't think so. I just don't think so. I think that a lot of times, unless you do everything by the book, I think she filed in Georgia where she lived and where they filmed, but according to the contract, she was supposed to file in New York. And then Deborah says, we won't know because Monique did the same thing. It's too many receipts showing racism on a different show. Yeah, I mean, I honestly, I might have an unpopular opinion when it comes to Monique, because, one second, I'm going to look up Monique dismisses or Monique Netflix settlement. Let's see what comes up when we Google that. Okay. Let's see. Because Monique's was more like, honestly, it was more sexism than, I mean, she said about the being a Black woman and stuff, but it was really more about male comics making more and Netflix and all of that stuff. So we'll see. Hey, but she goes, the way they work these contracts, it can be hard to sue folks. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And just like you said before, a dismissal and a lawsuit are two different things. I'm trying to see on Netflix, I'm trying to see if I can see if it was with prejudice or without prejudice. Netflix is celebrating, oh, Monique, a big win. Gotcha. The comedian, blah, 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 blah. Okay. I don't know. I can't find that. But again, I just don't think NENE got a bag. I think what they did was, you filed in the wrong jurisdiction. And I know everybody's being like, oh, she has recording, she has this, that, and the third. But you also have to think about, and again, I'm not a lawyer, but to prove that you are being blackballed, you also have to prove that the only reason why you're not getting these opportunities is because of them. They are the definitive factor. But the truth of the matter is, NENE does have her own reputation of being problematic. So it's one thing to say she was blackballed. It's one thing to say she didn't get opportunities. It's all of that. But I don't know, how can she prove that the reason why she wasn't getting these opportunities was because of her? That's like saying, you're at a job and you mess up at your job, and then when the new job you're hiring calls for a reference and they give you a bad reference and you want to sue them for blackballing you. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, we have to look on both sides of the coin here, because it's not like NENE was unproblematic. She was. NENE, her ego got the best of her. NENE was extremely problematic. And it seemed to me like her case wasn't as strong as she thought it was. Remember, she was trying to get Kathy Griffin to join. That was really weird and bizarre. She was trying to get Kathy to what do you call it? To come on board. It's like, if you have such a strong case, why are you out here on Twitter trying to get Kathy Griffin to join you? That seemed really weird to me. I honestly think, just on a rational gut level, this is, I don't think NENE got a bag. I think she was going after Andy. She was saying all this stuff. I think it's really, really hard to prove that the reason why you're not getting jobs isn't because of you when you've had a problematic past. Also, criticism against NENE, and I feel the same way too. You had no problem until you fell out of favor. So you were on this, platform for years and years and years, keep keying, hooting, and hollering. You didn't cry racism. You didn't cry bias. You didn't have a problem. You were going to dinners. You were going to parties. You were getting spinoffs. You were doing X, Y, and Z. The only time you had a problem was when you fell out of favor. I think that's a valid argument the other side could have. Well, why did you stay so long on the platform? Why do you want to come back to a network that treated you so poorly? If Bravo, and again, I'm not condoning Bravo. I'm not defending Bravo. I'm just looking at it critically. Why do you want to get back on a network so badly that you're so thirsty to be back on if they treated you so horribly? Right? So let me see what you guys are saying. Hey, Deborah, Michelle did just the show earlier on this, and she had arbitration papers that said what happened. Okay, who is Michelle, and what did the arbitration paper say? Because I just read the articles, and the article said it hadn't been noted. But yeah, so where was I? Yeah, I mean, I think that we can all say, yes, Bravo has problems with racism, with favoritism, with all of that. But proving that in a court of law is another different thing. What you know and what you can prove are two different things. And to me, it's just the fact that these articles are making a point to say she filed in the wrong jurisdiction. It was supposed to be arbitrated in New York. She filed in Georgia. Each party agreed to dismiss, and each party would take care of their own legal fees. A lot of times, with especially suing these big corporations, one of their bargaining tools is, well, if you lose, we will sue you for hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars of our legal fees. Because you're allowed in certain states, I know in California you can, maybe in Georgia too. If you sue someone and you lose, or if you sue someone incorrectly, they can then counter sue you for all of their legal fees. It's a way to deter people from filing frivolous lawsuits. So the fact that those two things were mentioned and the fact that it's dismissed without prejudice leads me to believe she filed in the wrong jurisdiction. Maybe there's some other legalities going on. She still has the option to refile. They were like, if you dismiss it, we won't go after you for any fees if we can end this now. And so they came together and said, we'll dismiss it. I have the right to refile if I want to, probably in New York if she wants to. Bravo, you're not going to come after me for your legal fees. Because people have recordings, people have a lot of stuff, and it's still not enough sometimes. But that's what I think happened. Do I think NENE's coming back to Bravo? No. Maybe I'll be wrong on this. This is just my gut. Again, this is just my gut reaction. I don't think Bravo's going to have her back. I don't. I don't think it's the same situation as Monique. I don't equate the two. They're two separate situations. Completely separate situations. Monique was like, I'm going to Netflix for a stand-up special. I have all these accolades, everything I've done. You're paying all of these other comedies who have similar billings way, way less than me. That's more of a, like, what's the word? Like equal pay, fair pay, labor law. Of course, Monique is in the streets talking about Black woman, blah, blah, blah. She can miss me with all that. To me, she's like NENE with that one. It's convenient when it's convenient. You were very, whatever. That's a whole other conversation. But to me, the Netflix one was much more provable and much more winnable, which is why I think they probably were able to, get that dismissed. She got her settlement and then went on to work with them again. A, it was a one-off, and B, it's much more easier to say, well, wait a minute, I have this, I have that. Same exact type of comedians have this and that. Equal pay, disparity pay. That's a much more tangible thing to do, and it's a one-off. Unlike NENE, who has been on Bravo for years and years and years and years and years, claiming she's blackballed because of them, but maybe people aren't hiring you because of your behavior. Maybe you're not maybe you were let go at RHOA because of your behavior. So that's something very different to prove. You know, if I cut up at my job and get fired, and then they call my job for a reference, and the people at my job are like, no, we had to fire Candy because she was cutting up. Are they blackballing me? Or are they saying this is what my experience of her were? You see what I'm saying? It's like a defamation suit. You have to prove that what the person's saying is not true. I don't think she got the bag. If it had been dismissed with prejudice, then I would think she got the bag from a legal standpoint. Because basically what they're saying is, we're going to dismiss this. We're going to give you a check to go away. You can't come and retry this. It's also like our court system with double jeopardy, right? You can't try someone in court, have them be found not guilty, and then a year later be like, oh, no, we have more evidence now. We need to retry them again. You can't do that. You get one bite at the apple, right? It's a very similar concept. You can't settle, get money from a company, and then sue them again down the line for the same thing. That's why I think if she actually got the settlement, it would have been dismissed with prejudice, the way Blac Chyna's lawsuit was, if that makes sense. Hey, Nana, I have already said NENE's case had no merit. It was frivolous and malicious. Exactly. I agree with you 100%. It was frivolous. It was malicious. It was out of hurt feelings. It was out of all of this stuff. You know what I mean? I agree with you. I don't think her case had merit, to be perfectly honest. NENE, the truth is, you had an attitude. You got bigger than your britches. The ego got the best of you. You thought you were untouchable, and you found out that you weren't. Then when you couldn't get the checks and you couldn't get the jobs that you used to pull, you want to whine about it, blame everybody else, and sue people. That's what happened. And then you filed in the wrong jurisdiction. It said arbitration in New York. You arbitrated in Georgia. That's why I don't think she got the bag. I don't think she's coming back to Bravo. I think she got scared that she was going to be sued for Bravo's legal fees. They use that as a bargaining chip. You dismiss, we won't sue you for the legal fees. And then, of course, it's dismissed without prejudice because she can always refile in the correct jurisdiction. But I just don't think that that Bravo, NBC, would give her money with still the option on the table for her to come back and sue them for the same thing. I don't think NBC would do it. I don't think the courts would do it. Doesn't make sense. It's like even a car accident. If you settle with a car accident, say I was out in a car accident. Let me knock on some wood because I don't want anything to happen. I'm not trying to jinx anything, okay? Get hit by a car. I settle with that person out of court. They pay me some money. I cannot then go back and re-sue them for the same thing because we already settled. Do you see what I'm saying? That's why I don't think NENE got the bag. I really don't. Hey, Deborah, Michelle, AT Alien Brown. Oh, it's up now and she's coming back tonight with more receipts around 10 tonight. Okay, I'll check it out. That's cool. But yeah, I just don't think she did. But also, isn't Michelle AT Alien like best friends with NENE? I think they're really close, if memory serves me right. Because I remember back in the day, wasn't Michelle at NENE's what's the name of her Lanithia Lounge? She was like at the opening and stuff. I think Michelle and NENE are really close, and I only say that because just like any celebrity, when it comes to media, they plant what they want to plant. They say what they want to say. I'm just thinking from a logical standpoint. I just don't think that legally you get a settlement, but you retain the right to sue down the line again. That just doesn't make sense to me. Because again, if I got hit by a car and I settled with the people, taking the settlement waives the right to sue them. That's the whole point of a settlement. That's the only reason why I don't think she got the bag. I think if it was with prejudice, I would be like, oh, she got the bag and bounced. And also the jurisdiction thing. But people are going to spin with but, you know, we may never know. We may never really know. But if she has the paperwork, she has the paperwork, so we'll see. But what do you guys think? Let me know. Put it in the chat box. Put it below. Do you think NENE got the bag? Do you think she didn't get the bag? Do you think she was right to sue Bravo? Do you think she was wrong to sue Bravo? Let us know down in the chat box what your thoughts are. I personally think I think her whole vendetta against Bravo was nothing but ego, which is sad because I think that racism exists and it's real and it happens. Sexism exists and it real and it happens. Favoritism exists and it's real and it happens. But you can't pick and choose when you want to be a martyr for something when you benefited from it before. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Deborah, girl, she got so many receipts and she was a blogger before she had a channel. And yes, they are friends. Hey, Nana, she is wrong. I agree she's wrong. She's dead wrong. 100% dead wrong. Yeah. And the sad part is if she did get a settlement, but I don't think she did. I honestly don't care what she says because people will say things to gas themselves up, but I look at things logically. And from a logical perspective, there is no way the court system and NBC Universal is going to pay you a settlement and leave you with the option to re-sue them for the same exact thing again down the line, because that negates the purpose of the settlement. And a settlement and a dismissal are two different things. That's why I don't think she got the bag. I think she filed in the wrong jurisdiction, and she doesn't want to get sued for legal fees. So we'll see. We'll see. We will see. We'll see. We'll see. All right, you guys. With that, I'm going to head on out. But I love you guys. Be safe. Take care of yourself. And until next time, be well. Bye.
Welcome to Sugar Pills, a practical guide to self-care, where your host, writer, actor, and producer Candy Washington helps you live a more joyful life with a cheeky dash of pop culture news. Be sure to subscribe, leave a 5-star review, and join the conversation on Instagram @Candy Washington. Let's go.